pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. So if you've been looking for where to buy land, look no further. Visit us at Findoka House on the 9th floor in room 9 or call us on 0976 734527 or 0961620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property, your land guru.
Who's got the cheapest plots in town with affordable payment plans? Namayo Heritage Property. Yes, I'm searching around, cause I'm trying to build a house where I can find a better place. Namayo Heritage Property. Tell me more. Heritage Property. It's another day to make a difference in your life. Put your investments in land today, and guess what? It's as cheap as 9,000 kwacha only. For only 9,000 kwacha, you get to buy a 30 by 20 size of land in 18 miles. If you can't pay it all at once, you still can pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. For more details, visit us at Findoka House on the 9th floor in room 9 or call us on 0976 734527 or 0961 620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property, your land guru.
The Prominent Cherub Institute is inviting you to enroll for its January intake in nursing. The place to be for nursing is enrolling for its January intake registered nursing diploma for 3 years, abridged EN to RN distance program for 1 year. Get an application form now at a non-refundable fee of 150 kwacha. The Prominent Cherub Institute is accredited with the General Nursing Council of Zambia. Register now with this upstanding institution by calling 0978 435 853 or 0763 865 035 or 0955 617 872 or visit www.prominentcherubinstitute.edu.zm. We are located in Lusaka West of Mungu Road next to ZNS Sopelo Camp. Come and get your nursing qualification from a reliable institution and make your future and that of the world better. Prominent Cherub Institute, the place to be for nursing.
At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water, rich in minerals, to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia.
Amazing, isn't it? The zeal to want to grow, to become better and achieve greatness, to want to learn and expand in your profession. But wait a minute. You need a conducive environment that couches and supports your development. A place for growth, innovation, and change. One with instructors that have your best interests at heart to tailor-make every lesson.
Thank you very much for staying with us. You're watching the news on Muvi Television. The headlines: UPND youth applaud Bali's appointment of PS Kangwachileshe. Southern Province Minister reaffirms government's commitment to women empowerment. Government monitoring a local situation in Kazungula district with keen interest. Former Foreign Affairs Minister Malanji calls for mindset shift, intends to buy more helicopters. Zambian Pan-Africanist advocates for a united Africa, says Africa has the best leaders. With the news in detail, my name is Saidlis Konjera. The ruling United Party for National Development, UPND Youth Wing, says it is elated with the appointment of Kangwachileshe as Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts. National Youth Chairman Gilbert Liswaniso says the youth are grateful for President Hakainde Hichilema's decision of appointing vibrant youths as permanent secretaries. Mr. Liswaniso has further noted the appointment of youths such as Naomi Tetamashimba, Robert Kamenga, Meuna Mwanakapwe, and others as something unprecedented in the country. He says with such recognition, young people will continue to enhance national development as energetic contributors, fostering sanity and order in the country through skills and knowledge. He adds that he believes Mr. Chileshe has a good heart for the young people and will empower them and work together with them in delivering development. Mr. Leswaniso says under the New Dawn administration, the youths have denounced political handouts and have embraced working towards building Zambia and improving their livelihoods. He has since wished Mr. Chileshe well as he promotes the vision of the New Dawn administration. Government says it has noted the need to focus on business skills whenever women and youth empowerment initiatives are realized. Speaking at the recently held Women Entrepreneurship Access Center training supported by the U.S. Department of State in Livingstone, Southern Province, Minister Colonels Mwetwa notes that women have time immemorial been known to be entrepreneurs who have been driving economies in communities at small-scale level. Mr. Mwetwa adds it is such business skills and traits women possess that would be sharpened and financially be supported for them to grow on a larger scale and favorably compete with men. He states that the UPND government will focus on women entrepreneurs' activities and support their businesses through provision of equitable women empowerment fund and initiatives.
Waring stands at the recently held Women Entrepreneurship Training in Livingstone under the U.S. Department of State-supported Women Entrepreneurship Access Center program. Speaking when he officiated at the event, Mr. Mwetwa observed the need to empower women with business skill and technical know-how before they are empowered financially.
Women entrepreneurs are an emerging force in Zambia's economy. They represent a vast untapped source of innovation, job creation, and economic growth for our country. However, they still face a number of challenges such as inadequate access to startup capital, inadequate policies supportive of women's entrepreneurship development, and cultural norms that are not supportive of women entrepreneurs. To address these challenges, there is a need to have programs such as the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs that combines skills and management. He
says government has noted the role women play in economic development, hence it will support any program that responds to that cause.
The CDF, which has been increased from 1.6 million kwacha to now 25.7 million kwacha, is actually in two brackets. The first one being 15 million kwacha is directly for CDF related programs and projects such as infrastructure development. And the 10.7 is not to be found anywhere near infrastructure development, but human development, particularly youth and women. That is youth and women.
And U.S. Embassy representative says with right information and skills, the economic gap existing between men and women can be bridged.
Business challenges which we are now all overcome. A round of applause to all the juniors. Honorable guests of honor, sir, we are empowered to go forth and start our business ideas. We are ready to turn the ink on our business plans into bankable pieces of paper that we are now calling incomes.
The Women Entrepreneurship Training Program focuses on building women entrepreneurs who are able to become self-sustainable and contribute positively to economic development of the country. Muya Mukomputa, Muvi TV News, Livingstone.
Kazungula District Crop and Animal Husbandry Officer Silvasi Shibulo says the Ministry of Agriculture is consistently monitoring the locust situation in the district. Speaking in an interview following concerns raised by farmers recently on threat locusts are posing to farming activities in the district, Mr. Shibulo says farmers in the district should not be discouraged by the African migratory locusts, but rather be on alert and report early whenever locusts invade their farming field. Mr. Shibulo says this year's farming season is likely to experience normal to above normal rainfall pattern. Hence, farmers should start preparing land and plant their seeds.
District is among the areas that were greatly affected by the locusts in the last year's farming season. Kazungula District Crop Husband Officer has taken time to respond to concerns that arose from farmers on their fear to start planting. Sylvester Shibulo says the department is constantly monitoring locusts.
We are monitoring the locust situation continuously. Of course, we are monitoring these locusts together with themselves, the farmers. They should be able to tell us if they see anything. However, from our side, we are constantly monitoring coming. So far, so good. We haven't seen any much danger. And they can be rest assured that immediately we find a locust, we shall inform the higher officers, and measures will be taken to make sure that we control or manage the locusts very quickly. So farmers should not really fear anything to do their farming operations.
He urges farmers to start planting.
I like to advise farmers that they shouldn't fear much. They can go ahead. They should go ahead without fear to plant their crops, and there shouldn't be any reduction in hectarage planted. Really, in fact, they should increase even the hectarage planted. This year is very close to the situation we had last season. So it's a normal season. It's normal to above normal actually, what we expect. So that's why we are emphasizing that they should really go ahead and plant and increase the hectarage, increase their production. Because actually we are talking about a good season.
The officer is hopeful that the local surveillance levels will enable farmers' produce not to be affected. Mijela Mambo, Muvi TV News, Kazungula District.
Former Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Malanji has called on Zambian citizens to change their mindset in the way they perceive fellow citizens with wealth. Mr. Malanji says it is shocking that the majority Zambians have been fed with the idea that every rich person in Zambia is a thief just because he or she once served in government. He says some politicians such as himself worked very hard even before going to parliament, hence the tag being unfair to perceive everyone rich, citizen or politician as having stolen public funds. He says Zambians must learn to support fellow Zambians as opposed to condemning them. The former Foreign Affairs Minister added that he fears Zambia will never develop if local investors are demonized, stating that getting money from government coffers is not as easy as it has been projected. He also took time to clear assertions earlier that he abused public resources when he bought his helicopter by saying documentation for the same was properly scrutinized by investigative wings. Meanwhile, Malanji has announced that he is intending to bring more helicopters in the country very soon. He was speaking when he featured on Muvi TV's special interview.
And when you say fighting corruption as for now, I'll tell you something. It's different if you want to do something for a noble cause, and different when you want to do something with a preconceived mind. When you are playing to the gallery, it also becomes a problem, because you want to make sure that those people prove that what you were saying was true. Let's be careful how we handle these corruption cases. Because I'll tell you that even when people come to Parliament, they come at very different levels. There are people who come to Parliament as businessmen. They would have acquired quite a good number of things before getting into Parliament. And then you've got to get what we call CO of the states. That is done. We've given them documents. We've shown them, here is this loan that I got yesterday. Here is this which I got yesterday, and so forth. Here is the source of income. Straightforward. Straightforward. You know, when you look at them, when you think of people saying, you know, government, it's not that easy to go into government coffers and say you are getting $60 million, you want to buy an aircraft. 60 million kwacha, you want to buy an aircraft. It's not that easy. There are mechanisms in government, from whichever particular ministry to finance. There's a process. You can't just go and dip your fingers in the government coffers. It's not that simple.
News on Muvi Television. We take a short break. We're back with more stories on the other side. Stay tuned.
Sometimes you just know that something ain't going good. You say to yourself, this ain't working for me.
Like when you don't got it?
Yeah, man, I mean, being smart means knowing when to stop. Know your limits.
So like knowing when to stop? Yeah, makes sense.
If it's not fun, choose to stop.
This advertisement is brought to you by Bread Power.
We are delighted to add Lubumbashi and Goma to our network. Welcome aboard Rwandair, Africa's safest airline that will connect you to more than 24 destinations throughout the network.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Sure. How come your crop is far much better than mine? I mean, we are neighbors. My farm is right next to yours.
My dear, this is an open secret.
Tell me.
I switched to Sidco ever since. My harvest has been good.
Sidco?
Sidco has got the right seed for every farmland.
Sure.
See, my friend, I'm telling you, just contact them and find out which is the right seed for you.
Increase your yield this season by using Seedco Climate Smart Seeds. Call or visit your nearest Seedco depot for more details on our Climate Smart products. Seedco, it starts with the right seed.
His Royal Highness Senior Chief Sialunga of Mwinilunga District in Northwestern Province has called on government to immediately revoke all mining licenses that are in his chiefdom's jurisdiction. Spokesperson to the chief, Kenneth Kanamesha, says the traditional leader is disturbed that some investors have continued mining minerals without involving the local people, leaving them to wallow in poverty. Mr. Kanamesha explains that the call by the New Dawn administration to ensure that Zambians have a fair share from the mineral cake is not being fulfilled by foreign investors. He claims that the foreign investors running the mines in Mwinilunga district do not want to work with traditional leadership.
I would like to express disappointment that Aki Minerals, that they have failed to fulfill their promises and failed to work with the chiefdom and the community. Our only been bringing confusion in our community, and they are also disappointed to the government of the day because they are practicing illegal more. We would like to appeal to the president and the government of the day to expedite in this matter, as we are in support of the president's campaign manifesto that mines and contractors should be owned by Zambian citizens. We people of Sayunga, we want government to cancel all licenses with these mines in our chiefdom at mines and is subsidiary. Not even one will remain. Please, I beg the president to help us to do something for us. We would love investors who would work with us and fulfill the work at the mine, not the minerals who have failed and we don't want them.
The Zambian-based Pan-Africanist has suggested the need for African leaders to unite and realize the prized minerals the continent is endowed with to the benefit of Africans. Kosten Jongo says most of the challenges the continent is faced with are not as a result of poor leadership in Africa, but bad governance systems African leaders are sitting on, and says such systems were left by colonizers. He has charged that Africa has some of the best leaders whose knowledge is being suppressed by what he termed rotten systems, adding that most African countries are still under the control of colonizers, whom he says are the ones running most of the companies in Africa. Mr. Chongo says to end the problem, young people should join the Pan-Africanism activism, riding on the spirit of Pan-Africanists such as late Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, and others. He says the fight should not be focused on individuals or African heads of state, but a united continent. Mr. Chongo was speaking when he featured on Muvi TV's special interview Saturday evening.
We are protecting our interest. I can tell you that all these who have been in the systems and they are benefiting from this system, every time the politicians would want to get power, get hold of it and maintain it and maximize it and take it, a politician can rule even 100 years because it is benefiting him. They do not realize that this system is in place and it is oppressing the majority as long as they are benefiting from it. But I'm not saying that we have bad leaders. We have 100% good leaders. The way we've had good leaders, even at the time when we were fighting for independence, we had good leaders. Even today, we still have good leaders, but these good leaders are sitting in bad systems which were designed not to hear your cry, not to serve your interest. Now that we have realized that this system have not served our interests for many years, what should we do? Begin the fight today. Join these advocates, join this fight. Realize the spirit of our forefathers who are the Pan-Africanists, who said that let the the ideology of the Africans be the Africa first, black first. We need to restructure the racial strategy, whereby we only received this so-called independence, but not be accepted in the racial hierarchy of this world. We remain a substandard race in the eyes of the colonizers, in the eyes of other civilizations. Today, when you go to China, a Chinese will tell you that what I'm doing here, I just came to Africa for money because I need to enrich my back in my continent. The European will tell you that I came here for resources, for minerals, and for money, so that I enrich my continent. The American, of course, there are black Americans there, but there's nothing like black Americans. These are Africans. We are all Africans. We have the same ancestors. So we have been devalued and dehumanized across the board, across the world. This is what we need to realize, that we need to restructure the racial strategy which we have as the continent, and realize that there is no one who is going to do this for us. There is no race which is willing to fight for us unless we realize that there is something that we need to do for ourselves, and this must be done so that it works for us and we emancipate and improve our life and our status at globally.
Zesco Limited has called upon its customers to be proactive in reporting any faults or disturbances on electrical installations to avoid further damage that may lead to loss of lives. Zesco Senior Public Relations Manager Dr. John Kunda says the onset of this year's rainy season has come with destructive wind, which is damaging some structures such as billboards and rooftops, and subsequently affecting some electricity installations. Now, speaking to Muvi TV News in an interview, Dr. Kunda says, as key stakeholders of the electricity firm, members of the public should take keen interest in reporting faults, as the company may not be aware of all of them.
Zesco Limited has introduced various ways to report, cases of loss of power due to various factors. Trees falling on our network, poles falling over, sometimes rooftops being blown off and landing on our network, consequently leading to the collapse of some of these network transmission and distribution lines. We appeal to members of the community to use our alternative lines. If you can't get through the call center, use our website. You can use the WhatsApp line. You can also use the USSD code, which is *3600#, and you'll be attended to. We have to work together. The rainfall season comes with its own challenges. As they say, walira mvula walira matope. Some of these challenges have to be dealt with, and they can only be dealt with by collaborating with our customers, because we may not be aware of certain losses of power in certain areas. So please, let's work together, let's be patient, and ensure that there is consistent, stable, and reliable power supply to our customers.
Environmentalist William Harrington has welcomed government's pronouncement to repossess Forest 27 in Lusaka's Chongwe area. Speaking in a telephone interview, Mr. Harrington has called on government to the Attorney General to start preparing a statutory instrument as a matter of urgency, as it remains a mere ministerial decree in the absence of any legal backing. Mr. Harrington has further disclosed that the minister's assurance is in line with what the local community and other stakeholders are demanding. He says the local community, through the Chalimbana River Community Trust, have petitioned President Hakainde Hichilema to revoke or repeal the statutory instrument that was issued by past President Edgar Lungu. He has further emphasized that the route taken by the former head of state largely benefited senior government officials and politically exposed persons.
Made on the floor of the House recently by Minister of Green Economy and Environment, Collins Nzobo, that the government will regazette all forest reserves that were irregularly degazetted by 6th Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu prior to the August 12, 2021 elections is indeed a welcome and fully supported development. The local community, through the Chalimbana River Headwaters Trust, have petitioned President Hakainde Hichilema to revoke or repeal the three statutory instruments issued by the immediate past president, hiving off over 1,100 hectares of the total forest reserve, leaving only about 700 hectares. The immoral and insensitive action taken by President Edgar Chagwa Lungu paved way for a massive residential housing estate for the benefit of some senior government officials and politically exposed or connected persons. This has denied the local community of their constitutional right of access to a clean and safe water source due to contamination by hazardous and poisonous households discharge into the underground and surface water system. What is therefore now needed is affirmative action through preparation of a statutory instrument by the Attorney General in conjunction with the Line Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for signing and issuance by President Hakainde Hichilema is as a matter of urgency in the public and national interest. Where the lives of citizens are at stake, our New Deal government cannot afford to procrastinate over life-threatening environmental crimes committed by the immediate past regime.
You're watching the news on Muvi Television. We take a short break. We have more stories coming up thereafter. Stay tuned.
Place a bet, search on the web, or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
Has she answered yet? Have you decided? Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes. You said yes. 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 She said yes.
Hey, Chawama. Whoa! Congrats, bro.
What? We'll be there.
Last Sunday of next month.
Ew, are you here? You may give her the ring. Everyone, say Tufi Life. Tufi Life!
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Celebrate Fi Life na Kangwe Kesu. Call at 1 way per second to all networks.
I woke up feeling great, need a kick for the day. Got a taste that is keeping me awake. Something fresh, something true, unforgettable, something new. I can trust as my interest all the way. So when I wake up, can't get enough. Every day, have it with tea, yeah, with my bread, over me. Every day, yeah, every day. Years of perfection bring satisfaction. Think milk, think Finta. Yeah, every day.
Petroleum Oils Limited Chief Executive Officer Charles Mvula has urged government to consider empowering local people to venture into mini fuel refinery plants across the country. Mr. Mvula told journalists in Chipata district that mini fuel refinery plants can be placed in all provinces to reduce pressure on Indeni Petroleum, which has outlived its lifespan. He says it is time for Zambia to start moving away from depending on the importation of fuel and commence the importation of crude oils. Mr. Mvula was reacting to the statement by Finance Minister Dr. Stubeko Msokotwane, who said Indeni needs over $500 million to function well.
It's right to suggest to the government that it is time the government, through these technocrats in national development, I know they are there at means of finance, we start looking at having mini refineries, because we have to buy crude oil is everywhere. Like I've got a contact here nearby, I wouldn't mention. So the appeal here that as government, it's better we empower local people into petroleum to start looking on mini refineries. Let's say, for example, we can look at Beira. Then what do we have a mini refinery? It's here in Chipata. Because here in Chipata, the government has already completed building that Mtenguleni Tazama pipeline. Then from the north, we have got Mpika there. We can put also a mini-mat there, a mini refinery there. We got Mansa, we got Solowezi, and we come back to the main arrangement in Dora. So the whole thing here is we should start moving away from depending on import of fuel. Let's start focusing on how we can start having mini refineries, fuel refineries, and promote the imports of crude oil. Crude oil is everywhere. You can get through China, you can get through Russia, you can get through Germany, Saudi Arabia. It's even much cheaper. The economy of this country can only...
About 22 school-going children from Kiakufuma Day Secondary School in Solwezi District are said to have fallen pregnant. School acting head teacher Willie Chinofia says some of the girls that have fallen pregnant are still going to school in line with the re-entry policy of keeping girls in school. Chinofia says the number is not comprehensive, as there could be more girls who are in the same situation. Now, school management has, however, engaged the local leadership to alleviate the problems of girls falling pregnant while still going to school. The acting school head teacher has explained that despite several interventions from the local leadership, the number of girls falling pregnant continues to escalate.
Girls, let me not say drop out, but they're fallen pregnant. Some of them are still in school, we are keeping them. Going by the government policy of re-entry, we are still keeping them. But we do have a good number, which can go more than what I've mentioned, those who have stopped because of pregnancies and early marriages. We have involved the local leadership to help us in alleviating this problem. We've involved the PTC, that is the Parent Teachers Committee. They've come in to help. We always call them to table this issue. But from the time we started, it doesn't seem that this problem is going down. It's just increasing. The problem which is causing that is children leaving their parents. Some of them, they come and stay in the community without the guard of the parents. So we've seen that if there is a boarding, these pupils will be kept by us. Though we are saying we will not stop this, to not come to an end, but to a certain degree we will reduce the number of pupils who are stopping school because of early marriages and the pregnancy.
The Zambia National Public Health Institute says a resurgence plan has been developed in anticipation of a fourth COVID-19 wave. Institute Director Professor Victor Mukonga says the plan will give proper guidelines should there be a surge in positive cases. He adds the institution has also been conducting intense genomic sequencing as the virus may come in form of a new and vicious variant. Professor Mukonga has advised members of the public to continue following the 5 golden rules, which include masking up and seeking medical attention early.
A lot from the first wave, from the second wave, and from the third wave. We did across the whole country what we call intra-action reviews, basically looking at our performance. Where did we do well? What challenges? Where didn't we do well? And based on that, we have gone ahead to develop the resurgence plan, which will guide should we get there, 4th wave. What you see now, people think that the COVID is finished. Most of them, the masks have dropped. They are not practicing social distancing. You see a lot of these super spreader events, a lot of movements in the nightclubs and whatever, overcrowding. So if that wave comes, then it will find us not ready. It will just spread like wildfire. So we have seen government now, they are recruiting, been given those, was to recruit more health workers, increase on the soldiers. We are retraining them this period when we have had low numbers, rapid responders and so on, so that we are better prepared in terms of your soldiers. Number 2 is a need ammunition. You can't go to war without a gun, without bullets. So now what we are doing is to consolidate in terms of procuring and getting the necessary supplies we need in readiness for a possible 4th wave.
A Catholic priest of Lusaka's Kalingalinga has called on all leaders holding public office to serve in the interest of the people who put them into office. Father Boniface Mwika has urged political and religious leaders to follow the path of the Lord Jesus Christ if they are to be true leaders in society. The priest has further reprimanded political players that there is no room in the kingdom of Jesus Christ for those promoting violence and hate speech.
Jesus was a king because his kingdom, he has a kingdom, but not of this world. A kingdom which is totally at odds with any display of power in this world today. This is the king we are celebrating today. We need to understand that amongst us, leaders of the societies in the world like to dominate others, abuse their powers, and manipulate others in the name of the authority that has been given to them. But that has no place in the kingdom of Jesus. The issue of dominance, abuse of power, or manipulation has no place in the kingdom of Jesus, whose kingship we are celebrating today. Those with power sometimes, unfortunately, they tend to abuse their power. They tend to abuse their authority. That has no power, has no place in the kingdom of Jesus, whose kingship we are celebrating today. He came not to be saved, but he came to save. He came not to save himself, to save his own interests, but he came to save each one of us, to save our interests, that of service and humility. These are the values that are found in the kingdom of Jesus, whose kingship we are celebrating today. Values of service and merit. And we need to ask ourselves, those who hold onto power, authority, how do we carry out our works? How do we save others? How do we exercise the power, the authority that has been given unto us? There is no place for violence or retribution in the kingdom of Jesus. There is no place of revenge in the kingdom of Jesus, in his kingship. There is no time for payback in the kingdom of Jesus.
You're watching the news on Muvi Television. We take our final break. We're back with the rest of the stories on the other side. Stay tuned.
My guy, anaisa umubone. She sparkles.
Do you guys have anything big?
Oh, a boy.
Cash is big soft drinks.
Taste the fun. Big soft drinks come in different flavors.
Presenting Mr. Money!
Airtel Money MasterCard is what I'm here to announce. Take it easy and shop online without a bank account. Spread the word when you promote your business online. Pay for ads, grow that hustle and see your business shine. Mr. Money, he knows it all. Mr. Money, he knows it all. Pay for a cab, TV subscriptions, shop and never stop. With Airtel Money MasterCard, just shop until you drop. Book a holiday, catch a movie, it's not that hard. Big and small, you're in charge with Airtel Money MasterCard. Introducing Airtel Money MasterCard. Shop online and do lots more. It's not a card, but works like one. Get one today from the Airtel Money menu. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
You've done the hard work, the analysis, the selection. It's all going according to plan. Until City miss a sitter, and you miss your multi-bet by one. Miss your multi-bet by one, and we will return up to 20 times your stake. We've got your back, even when City don't.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Movie TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Movie TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay. For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
The local authority in Siavonga district of Southern Province has eliminated about 51 dogs during a dog killing exercise using the Control of Dogs Act under Cap 247 of the laws of Zambia. Speaking during the exercise, Siavonga Town Council Public Relations Officer Gwendoline Mwanza says the activity was aimed at approaching public health matters in a more proactive manner rather than being reactive to the outbreak of rabies and further to increase the levels of compliance with dog vaccination and registration with relevant authorities. She has since called on the residents in the area to work together with the local authority.
Avonga Town Council, I would like to confirm that we have embarked on an exercise where we are killing all dogs in the district that are unvaccinated, unregistered, and all stray dogs. So the reason why we are doing this as a district, as the local authority, it's because we are aware about a number of rabies cases that have been recorded in the district. So as we do this exercise, I would like to appeal to members of the public that are owning dogs that they need to come forward and vaccinate and register their dogs in order for us to reduce the number of rabies cases in the district. And I would also love to put it on record that this is not the first and last exercise that we are doing. So by next week, we'll be going flat out in other areas in the district to make sure that we gun down all the dogs that are unregistered, that are unvaccinated, and all the stray dogs that we find on.
Police in Isoka district of Muchinga province have arrested a 51-year-old man for allegedly defiling his biological daughter. The news reports that Provincial Deputy Commanding Officer Lucky Bumba, who confirmed the incident in an interview, has identified the suspect as Eston Singala of Donya village in Chief Katietie's area. Ms. Bumba explains that the incident occurred on November 16th, around 18 hours, when the victim was returning from selling charcoal from the neighboring country, accompanied by her two daughters aged 13 and 6. Police further states that the biological father to the victim then pounced on her near the village after telling the younger one to proceed, after which he pounced and had carnal knowledge of his 13-year-old daughter, who later allegedly sustained injuries on her private parts. Police revealed that one of the village members who found the accused red-handed reported to the senior village headman, who later reported the matter to the police. Ms. Wumba disclosed that after examining the victim, it came to light that Mr. Sinkala had defiled the daughter for 3 times since October 2021. The police deputy commanding officer has advised parents to desist from destroying the biological children, especially that Zambia and 3 other countries celebrate World Children's Day on Saturday, November 20, 2021. Sinkala says the suspect has since been charged and will soon appear in court. The Chess Federation of Zambia President Mukubulo Chilufya has called for discipline in the chess fraternity to ensure that sport grows in the country. Mr. Chilufya says the game can only grow when there is discipline and coexistence among junior and senior players, as well as with the federation. Now, speaking at the prize-giving ceremony for the Phase 1 tournament of national team selection Sunday, Mr. Mukubelo disclosed that the federation is working at taking chess countrywide through the holding of tournaments, with the next one scheduled for Northwestern Province next month.
Zambia has called for unity and discipline in the sport. Chess Federation President Mukubulo Chilufya says the sport can only prosper when there is discipline and unity.
We need to inculcate some level of discipline in the game, because there's no way we can go without discipline. Of course, you've got your own democratic rights to support some little known doctor, some lawyer somewhere. It's your democratic right, it's allowed. I'm not the first, neither am I supposed to be like. We're not even indispensable, we are impressive. You know, but we shall not bet that for incumbents. You know, we came to grow the game and we shall grow the game.
Speaking during the end of a first phase tournament to select a national team in Osaka on Sunday, Mr. Chilufya has since urged senior players to be of help to the juniors.
Let's pick 1 or 2 of our development section players. Motivate them mentally. There's no need a million books to yourselves. If you have Buzzford chess opening, you should be the only one around. This time around, let's share, you know. Catastrophe, the opening, you've got to travel to find the book in those days. So let's share the knowledge we have. Let's share it. Is it soft copy or whatever hard copy? Let's share and train as a team.
And two of the winners at the tournament, Murwera Bwalia and Timothy Kabwe, in the women's and general selection respectively, shared their experience and future plans.
It has been really a tough tournament. I think the fourth day was really a bad day for me. I almost gave up on winning, but I had a comeback and I eventually won the tournament. So it was really tough. I think there's still more improvement. So I'll go and train hard to do my best.
Take this opportunity, 20 seconds are not very far from now. Study hard because I'm coming for you. Most of you haven't won anything. Like the SG earlier said, it took time really for me to start winning tournaments. And he's very correct. Sometimes you'd come out number 30, but I never despaired. I had confidence and I knew that eventually my day would come. And as you've read, I've won many accolades in chess. This is not my first, and definitely not my last. So, just a word of encouragement. If you lose and you feel like quitting, I'm a very good example of someone who's persevered over 20 years in chess. It's not a job.
The Chess Federation is holding phase 2 of the tournament to select a national team in December that will represent the country at the Olympiads. For Muvi TV News, I'm Afias Kaptula in Lusaka.
The right time brings us to the end of this bulletin. Before we go, here's a brief look at the headlines. UPND youth applaud Bali's appointment of PS Kangwa-Chileshe. Southern Province Minister reaffirms government's commitment to women empowerment. Government monitoring a local situation in Kazungula district with keen interest. Now, former Foreign Affairs Minister Malanji has called for a mindset shift among Zambians and has the best leaders. My name is Saidless Nkonjera. Be sure to look us up on our website for more news stories. You can also send us an email for feedback. The email address is front office@movitv.com. Pleasant viewing.